All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing well this morning. We're back at it with the boxing conversation, talking about two of the best fighters in boxing. Hope you guys enjoyed your weekend. Ray Patterson in the building. Good morning. Valley in the building. Good morning. Love and Loyalty Incorporated. What's going on? Ernie V. Good morning. Christopher Brown. Good morning. Steven was good. Jay Coop, top of the morning. What's going on to my guy? Love and Loyalty again. Tony T. Hold on. Why do you keep saying Tony T? Why do you keep saying Tony T? You keep saying Tony T. And this is early in the chat. You keep saying Tony T. You've got to explain to me why you keep saying Tony T. Where did that go? Jay Coop, Christopher Brown, Steven, Jay Coop. Yes, Love and Loyalty. Why do you keep saying Tony T? Why do you keep saying Tony T? Is Tony T in the chat? Because I swear, it's like Mr. Snuffleupagus. I don't remember if you know who Mr. Snuffleupagus is from Sesame Street, but he put a question. This is amazing. I cannot see Tony T. I cannot see any Tony T comments. None. I have no clue how in the world Tony T is in here. I cannot see his comments. I have not been able to see his comments for months. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. That is it is the strangest thing. Anyway, I can't see Mr. Tony T. If you got comments out there, I can't read them. T. Wells in the building. Oh, you talking about Tony T. Wells? Tony T. He's with Ghost. I'm telling you, I can't see him, Adrian. It's crazy. I can't see him. I can't see him. It's bizarre. It's bizarre. Every morning somebody says, good morning, Tony T. And I look for Tony T, and I can't see Tony T. Well, he is here. Bancroft said, hey, what's going on? Hey, Barbara D, good morning. Good morning. I'm going to put a link in. Tony T, that's crazy. I have no idea why I can't see Tony T. It's really frustrating to me, too. But anyway, from the streets to the throne says, salute Mr. Martin, Mr. Fanon, and the chat. I'm sad to say I found out that I was a fanboy. I was a fanboy and not a fan of boxing. Why? Why do you say that? First of all, from the streets to the throne, everybody starts off as a fanboy of a fighter. That's how you get a love for the sport of boxing. There's nothing wrong with that. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with being a fan of a fighter. I'd completely reject this idea that there's something wrong with people being a fan of a boxer. Why not? People are fans of basketball players. They're fans of football players. Why can't you be a fan of a boxer? When you're having a discussion about boxing and it's apparent you're a fan, nobody says that when you're arguing about, oh, you're just a fan of LeBron. You're just a fan of his. Of course you're a fan of his. There's nothing wrong with being a fan of a boxer. You're a boxing fan. I don't care what anybody that is a boxing fan is a fan of a boxer. It's whether or not they want to admit it and whether or not, more importantly, they can be objective when they're discussing the subject. Shout out to Adrian Molina. For sure. There you go. Yeah, you know what I mean? So there's no problem with being a fan of boxing. That is, people get a lot of catchphrases they people latch on to catchphrases. Like, I'm not a fan of boxing. I'm not a fan of boxers. I'm a fan of boxing. Like you can possibly, like, you sit there and watch every fight and you don't desire for one guy to win. Boxing wouldn't even work if that was the case. If people were just like, well, I'm just looking at the fight. I don't really care who wins. I believe that's the case for some of them some of the like lower level fighters in fights that you don't know who the guys are. You very well may feel that way, but not with these big fights. Not if like you're watching Errol and Terence Crawford, you're telling me you don't have one that you want to win. More than likely you do. You know what I mean? Fanon, you heard what De La Hoya said. He sounds salty about Ryan Garcia being the king of pay-per-view. That's ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. And there's a bunch of people keep repeating it. But like I said, man, you ain't gonna, my dad said, you ain't gonna go broke thinking people are stupid. Because, man, there's a lot of people that believe a lot of dumb things, man. You have a Ryan Garcia who's never been on pay-per-view before ever. He has absolutely no. Hey, thank you so much for the love and the cash app to my guy Adrian Molina, man. Thank you for that $5 holler. He says, I hope all is well. Blessings to our boxing family. Yeah, yesterday was a little bit of a rough day for me, man. So I appreciate the well wishes. I'm gonna try to be better today than I was yesterday. But yesterday was a little bit tough, man. Boxing's a little slow now that fight is over, and we're going into a fight that really nobody's interested in, which is Canelo Alvarez and John Ryder. Kind of coming off the high of the Jervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia fight, which honestly I didn't ever think would have been possible. Made cup I see. So, oh yeah, man, my guy sent me the cup. I'm gonna drink. Every time I got a chance to see this, to get the drink out of this cup, I'm gonna drink out this cup here, because Keys to the Game is a big supporter of the channel, man. And I'm telling you guys that support the live streams are really the people that very, 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 very essential to the channel going. So no joke, man. Yeah, man, you guys send me your stuff. I'm still waiting on Queen Vaughn to get done with her artwork, and I'm gonna sell her artwork on my channel. Does Canelo get some credit because it's his 63rd fight? You want some more credit, Noja Apparel? God dog, how much credit you want for? Why would he get extra? Do you think he get extra credit for 63 fights? No. Why would he? Or better yet, why don't you explain to me why you think he deserves credit for 60? He gets paid for 63 fights. So yeah, I guess he does get credit for the 63 fights. I keep seeing him highlight it's his 63rd fight. Look, they're trying to find some reason to sell a fight. They're trying to latch on to something that will get people interested in the fight. Since nobody cares that it's John Ryder, support him because it's his 63rd fight. Well, what's the difference between your 63rd and your 62nd? What's the difference between your 62nd and your 59th? It's not like he's at 100. You know what I mean? That's a mighty funny number for you to plant significance on, is 63. Why? If it was his 100th fight, okay. 60? No. Maybe 70, but even then, that's just an arbitrary number to celebrate. And that's kind of, what they do. What's going on, Mr. Pragmatic in the building? What's going on, sir? He said, good morning, Fanon in the chat. He was fighting in a bar in Mexico, and no one can really verify if he actually has 63 fights, or whether he has more. Yeah, that to me, if you're asking me what I think about 63rd fight, I think that's a mighty arbitrary number to celebrate. Why not 61? Why not 64? To me, it's just a way to extra credit. When are numbers of fights ever a topic of discussion? When somebody wins 100 fights. You win 100 fights, there you go. That's a milestone. Win 100 fights. they're trying to. But anyway, man, like I said, what's going on? Black Gun Owners Magazine in the building. What's going on, man? 59-2-1 is greater than 50-0. Nah, I mean, look, dude, it isn't. Obviously, it's not. However, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I wanted to talk about something a little bit different, though, man, because I do want to talk about resumes and Hall of Fame and things like that. Because we have been talking about the pay-per-views for Gervonta Davis. And I was just thinking about it. And I thought to myself, you know, what are people doing that is really significant in boxing? And winning on a big stage, like winning on a big stage, I think is an important thing, man. And I wonder what, like, as far as how you're remembered in the sport, like, people remember the big fights. Is the fight that Gervonta Davis had with Ryan Garcia, is that a fight that people are going to remember into the future? Is that a fight that somebody's going to say, hey, man, I remember when that fight took place. What an extraordinary fight. And I'm not sure about that. But as I was going through and thinking about what's going on, Steve Mega, and I was thinking about all the other fighters that are out there, thinking about, okay, we know how the people are making money. We know what belts they have. What's going on, Sean? Cash App Monday. Hey, man, I'd appreciate it because God dog, it's dry as a bone this weekend. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for that support. Mr. Reed in the building. Mr. Reed in the building said, hey, thank you. You acknowledge me even when I can't support. Man, anytime, brother, for sure. What's up in that super chat, brother? I was there. It was epic. Floyd crossover was memorable, even if the fight wasn't. What are you talking about? Hey, thank you, brother, for that cash. Thank you for the support in the Cash App. Really, it means a ton, man. It really, really means a ton. Oscar said Ryan is the reason the pay-per-view numbers were high. Yeah, I heard that, but his nose, he had a bunch of powder all over his face when he said it. That is just, we talked about that yesterday. That's just, you got to expect that they're going to try to say that to save face. You know, well, they did 1 million with Ryan. That means it's Ryan. Ryan gets all of it. No, dog, no. There are a bunch of Gervonta Davis fans that bought that fight that didn't buy the other ones because it was a big fight. It was an exciting fight. It was a fight that people were talking about. So because Tank was in a fight and there was a bigger fan base, everybody bought the fight. They didn't buy a fighter. You know what I mean? They bought the fight. However, if you got to look at the person that is actually first, there's a bunch of things I think are important, like who has the bigger numbers when they don't fight. It's clearly Gervonta Davis. And you can look at the gates. The pay-per-view numbers are not the only thing. The $22 million gate is part of that as well. His gate went to $22 million, right? His gate went from $5 million to $22 million. What is that? What is 5? How many times? Is that 4 times? Right? And Ryan doesn't have a $5 million gate, ain't nowhere near a $5 million gate. He's got $1 million gates. So Gervonta's gate went from $5 million to $22 million. Right? That's an increase of 400%. So what is 2 times 4? It's 800. So if you want to give him anything, give Gervonta Davis 800 and give Ryan Garcia and give Ryan Garcia's fans worth 400. If you want to do those very unscientific, bro. Hey, no, he couldn't. Hey, did Tank did $5 million with Rolly better than Ryan fights put together? Exactly. His gates are bigger. But anyway, look, man, who cares? Ryan wound up on his backside, dude. So thank you, Ryan. Joe Donald said, Fanon, did you see what Tim Bradley said about Crawford destroying him in sparring he was on he's channel and didn't watch the Dougie F interview. Nah, bro, I don't watch that dude's channel. Nah, man, I ain't listening to that. First of all, I will tell you this. I've heard destroyed him. That's him adding something extra. Because Tim Bradley has talked about that sparring match for years, and he never said he destroyed him. What he said was, he said that he made me up my game. That's what he said for years. Now he got destroyed. But you're Tim Bradley, so what? Go spar Errol, he'll destroy you too. What is that? What is that? So what? Ruslan Provodnikov damn near killed him. You know what I mean? So, hey, okay. That puts him up there with Ruslan Provodnikov. That puts him up there with Ruslan Provodnikov. So what? Like, look, man, Tim Bradley that's Terence Crawford's friend, man. Okay, their team top rank forever. Whatever, make the fight. You know what I mean? Whatever, make the fight, and then let's see it play out. You know, Joe Donald, thank you so much for that support in the super chat, man. Thank you, because that is how the channel's able to go. What's going on, Trash Talk Gaming in the building? Hey, Cameron Marsh said, good morning, Fanon. People always find a way to try and take credit from Tank, and I don't get it. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. You have Devin Haney fans, because Devin just want to be Tank. Devin wants to be Tank. I don't care what y'all say. That dude, they're envious of Tank. You can tell they're envious of Tank because of how much their underwear gets in a bunch about Tank. Devin Haney got better sense than to say that he doesn't know who's going to win between Ryan Garcia and Gervonta. He also said he beat the shit out of Gervonta and denied that he got hurt by Gervonta. When everybody else related to it is like, nah, you got cracked something nasty. So, but look, man, it is what it is. He's aspiring to be great, and I don't besmirch that of him. I don't besmirch him that. You know what I mean? Don't besmirch him, his desire to be great. Shout out to my dude, DJ OC, in the place to be. Out up there on spinning them records. What's going on, brother? DJ OC, what's going on? People blur hurt in 1, 2, 3. What is that? Hey, Dre Davis said, Fanon, finger licking Timmy is nothing but a walking bobblehead. Come on, guys, that is Top Rank, and Bob owns Carlton Banks. That's his guy, man. Black Parent in the building. I love that name, Black Parent. He said, what's up, Fanon the Don? It's been a while, but I'm back. Tank top dog, and people don't like it. Oh, yeah, he is. And we're rubbing it in. We're still rubbing it in until the next fight happens. And we're rubbing it in. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. And we're rubbing it in. And we're hoping. I'm hoping. I can't speak for you. I'm rubbing it in. And I am hoping that Terence Crawford go ahead and take this Errol Spence Jr. fight, however the fight turns out. Because, man, it was fun to have a big fight, man. We had a fight come up this weekend with Williams Zepeda. It lasted a round. I don't know, was that a round? By the time I get, what's going on? To the ring, beyond the ring with Nonito and Rachel. I haven't seen y'all in a minute. I ain't seen you since before the Gervonta fight, where you were 100% right about the outcome. Who do you think Fury fights next? Joe Donalds. I don't know who's out there. Carlos Takam, somebody like that. I wouldn't be surprised. I know he's mad Joe Joyce lost because he was going to be able to beat up on Joe Joyce. I don't know, man. I don't know. Somebody, maybe Alexander. Man, Tyson Fury is weird, man. Man, the Alexander Usyk fight is just the obvious fight to make. It's the obvious fight to make, but he's not making it. It's the obvious fight to make. T. Wells said, Happy Wilder and AJ is coming, if it's coming. That's what Anthony Joshua said. Anthony Joshua said that. So, but we'll see. I still can't ignore how Eddie effed up the division by ignoring Undisputed. Bud will never fight EJ. Good morning. Thank you, T. Wells. Yeah, they did mess it up. They blew a big fight. I'm all in favor of big fights now, man. I'm all right with the belts. Seriously, man, I'm all right with the belts. I want to see the big fights. And I want to see championship fights. I think championship fights are the road to a big fight. I think I've got my theory together. I've been struggling with it. I think that the belts are a mechanism by which you get a big fight. But the purpose of it is a big fight. It's a fight that everybody wants to see. It's a Super Bowl type of thing. Like in baseball, everything is pointed towards the World Series. But that's a big event. You become the National League Championship, you become the champion, or you become the American League champion, and then you have a World Series. Because you become the champion and then you get a big event, and they've got it nice and they've got it all directed towards that. We don't have anything in boxing that directs the championships, right? Conference championships, divisional champion. You don't have anything that points them towards fights that everybody is looking forward to. I think that the championships are what lead us to big fights. And big fights are really the purpose of boxing. They're like the ultimate goal in boxing is to have a fight that everybody wants to see. And I think that is fair to say, and it has been illustrated. And it's been illustrated in what is going on with Errol and Terence, what is going on with what went on with Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s career. It just was before, when there was only one belt, that the champion would be the big fight, because it was the championship fight. Well, Mr. White, I wouldn't do anything. I'm just observing what it is. We just had a huge fight. We had let me put it this way. As far as the boxing world in general, I'm not talking about the individual weight class. I'm talking about the boxing world in general. The Jervonta Davis, Devin Haney fight, the Jervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia fight was much more significant. It was something where the entire sports world was focused on the sport. Most boxing fans were all focused on that fight. And they got interested in that fight. And what led to that? The fact of the matter is Jervonta Davis did a lot of work for that in different championship fights, multiple championship fights at 130, multiple championship fights at 130, at 135 and at 140. And people really didn't pay attention to whether or not, what us boxing nerds do, which is to say, okay, well, is this belt really a primary belt, or is it a secondary belt? There wasn't as many people that were really into that. There's not a lot of people that are really that's what we know. We know that because we talk boxing every day. Yeah, Trash Talk Gaming had a party. A lot of people had parties. Yeah, it was an event. Those championship fights should be events, but they're not events because there's so many belts. You're not going to party every weekend. You know what I mean? You're not going to party every weekend. You're not going to party. There's literally a championship fight dang near every weekend. Between the 17 different weight classes and the four different sanctioning bodies. So hold on, man. My bad. So to me, I think I just got to get my head around. That's not no grill, man. I don't want to talk about that man's teeth. Nah, I didn't see that, man. Gotta lead to the big ones. Yeah. And we got another one coming up on June 31st. Man, bro, shout out to Deuce. Shout out to Deuce on Twitter. Gotta lead up to the big ones. Yeah. I think most of the Jervonta Davis fights right now are pretty big fights, though. Like, and the Errol Spence Jr. fights are big fights. For me, they're big fights. Every one that he has to me is a fight that I'm kind of amped up about. You know, I think this Devin Haney versus Lomachenko fight is a big fight. You know, it's not huge. Joe Donaldson, are you paying for that Canelo fight? No. Is it on pay-per-view? Much love in that super chat. Thank you for the support. Is it on pay-per-view? Is it on pay-per-view? Probably, honestly. Trash. I hate to admit that I really do hate to admit that my guy is right. T. Orlando Pearson. I hate to admit that he's right. But yeah, more than likely I will, man. Yeah, exactly. June only has, exactly, Auntie Black Cherry. June only has 30 days. Exactly. I know. That's why I giggled. It's supposed to happen on June 31st. Somebody got caught trolling, and it was somebody really big got caught trolling, bro. They got caught trolling. You're a fair supporter. I'm 100% respect. Yeah, I'm probably going to buy it. You know, I can't lie. I'm going to buy it. I'm probably going to buy it. Rise Podcast say, good morning, Fanon in the chat. Good morning to you, Rise Podcast. Gemini Bancroft said, Gemini in the building. Marquis in the building. What's going on, man? Man, we slow in the building today, man. God dog, we slow in the building today. Boxing, it's the hangover, man. It is most definitely the hangover, man. And God dog, I swear YouTube's really jacked me yesterday. Rise in the building. Yes, sir. Rise is in the building. But anyway, man. So yeah, I'm gonna watch all Canelo's fights, man. I can't lie. Somebody was asking me if I was gonna do it, and I was saying, nah, I don't know if I'm gonna do it. But honestly and truly, I'm gonna watch the fight. I watch all these fights, man. All of the big name fighters, and Canelo Alvarez is a big name fighter. It'll be interesting to see what happens with him. I just hope he doesn't lose. I'm rooting for him not to lose. Bancroft said Canelo, who Canelo, the guy that you're the fan of. The Canelo that you're the fan of, you're a fan of. You're a fan of Canelo Alvarez. Don't act like you ain't a fan of Canelo Alvarez, bro. You are most definitely a fan. You are most definitely a fan of Canelo Alvarez. Let's be real. You know what I mean? Y'all a fan of Canelo Alvarez, man. Not wasting money on Canelo fight Lyft drivers. Hey, I like it. And I said, no, I'm not. I know you're not. I'm just saying, like, come on, man. Look, Canelo may lose, bro. If you don't watch it, you may miss the opportunity to see him lose. If you don't like Canelo, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? That's hey, man, I'm going to watch him fight, bro, because I got to talk about the fight. Hey, T. Will said, I can't lie. If Haney beat Loma and Shakur, the fight with Tank will be big, but hold on, man, stop. Haney won't win. Never mind. Hey, he's not getting through those two fights. No, bro. No, he's not. He's not going to get through those two fights, bro. Yeah, he ducks. Yeah, he ducks. I know he ducks. Look, man. I like Canelo. All right? If you guys have paid attention to my channel long enough, you realize I really like Canelo. Canelo just put me in a position where I cannot defend Canelo. But I like Canelo. In the back of my mind, I was like, man, he lost to Bivol. Like, I wasn't really happy that Bivol beat him. Not really. Don't get me wrong. I was laughing at other Canelo fans that will not ever really admit it. They won't admit what the man did. They won't admit what the man is doing. But I like Canelo, man. He's a nice guy. He seems like a nice guy. He's a very good fighter. When he was in his absolute prime, he's a very, very good fighter. You know what I mean? Like Canelo, man. I like Canelo. But Canelo let me down. He let me down. He whooped his ass. Yeah, he did. Hey, he let me down, man. He let me down. That's the thing with Canelo. Canelo let me down. He said, Fanon, you truly dedicated to purchase a Canelo fight. Yeah, I mean, look, dude, I like Canelo, man. I do. I like Eddie Reynoso. There's a lot of fighters that I really do like, and I enjoy watching, man. You know, but when you pop Dirty for the juice, you don't fight Jamal Charlo. You don't fight Demetrius Andrade. What's going on, Nicole Birch? You don't fight Demetrius Andrade. You know what I mean? You go and you do a Eurocentric tour. When he embarked on his Eurocentric tour, I was like, man, you know what I mean? It's like, man, I can't do this anymore, man. What about that shit? Hey, man, I'm not looking at his lips, Fahim. Come on, bro. Wow, for not being kind to Canelo. I've been kind to Canelo for half the time I've had a channel. I've been kind to Canelo half of the time I had a channel. You guys have to understand, bro. I supported Canelo. I supported Tyson Fury. Dude, I supported Tyson Fury. I was a Tyson Fury fan, even though I overlooked the clear and blatant cheating that took place in the Steve Cunningham fight. I still liked Tyson Fury. I still knew he was a very, very good. I still knew that he was a very good fighter. I don't look at his lips, man. What do you want me to say? It's a boxer. It's a boxer, Fahim. I've learned not to look at their chest. I've learned not to. I can see their chest, but I'm not looking at their chest. Okay? I don't know how you want me to say it. You said, hey, you definitely did. You definitely did. How can they say you hate? Yeah. I mean, dude, I was rocking with Tyson Fury before all that Deontay Wilder drama. I was rocking with Canelo Alvarez. I was rocking with Devin Haney. Dude, I used to not like Lomachenko. And then y'all started lying on Lomachenko. I got to pull it back, dog. I can't be going. I'm serious, man. I live in reality. I try my best. I try. I am balanced. I am balanced. You guys are not balanced. Some of y'all are not balanced. You're on that side of the street. And you're going to stay on that side of the street. Tim Bradley is not necessarily a coon. I don't know if he is or if he's not. But he is never going to hear me ever call him that. But he is definitely on that side of the street. He is definitely team blue, and that's team red. He's team blue, they're team red. Everything about team blue is right. Everything about team red is wrong. That's Timothy Bradley, period. That's Timothy Bradley. Yeah, you guys call Timothy Bradley. I don't know that. I don't know him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know him to call him that. For real, I don't. I don't even call Mr. Hee. I don't even call him that. Because I don't know, man. Chicken George Bradley, that's foul, bro. Hey, T. Wells, thank you for that support, man. For real, for real. Thank you for that support in the super chat, man. Thank you. I'm not looking at his lips either, but those big red bumps are hard to miss. I miss them every time. Unless it's focused on his face like this, you know what I mean? It's easy for me to skip it. I won't see it. Trust me, man. My eyes be all over the place, dude. And you know when I got that, dog? I learned to do that when my daughter was playing tennis and she got about to the age of about 15 or 16. At 15 or 16, at a girls' tennis match, your eyes have got to go. You've got to learn to look up and not see. You have to be able to look dead at those girls and not see them at the same time, bro. You have to, because they're women, but they're girls. They're built like, they look like women, but they're girls. So you got to make sure you just got to, So after a little, and trust me, easy for me to do because I'm not a pervert. So easy for me to do, but that's about boxing too. You just got, you see them standing around in their drawers and you just be like, they're in their drawers, but shit, you know, it's the weigh-in. Look at his eye sockets. You know what I mean? Bob made Tim a millionaire and gave him a TV job. They let that man love massa. Hey, look, dude, like I said, man, I'm not calling that man a coon. You guys can call him a coon if you want to. I mean, whatever. There is most definitely, there's a prima facie case for coonery. I will tell you that. My 14-year-old play high school volleyball. I understand, sir. Yeah, absolutely. You got to be like, you got to look, but not look at the same time. You know what I mean? You got to age with grace. Chicken George Bradley. Yeah, that's foul, bro. That's foul. Y'all calling him Chicken George. But nah, man, I'm not going to do that to that man. You know what I mean? Like, nah, dog. I don't even like this. You know what I mean? Dog, I'm not calling Terence Crawford no coon. I'm not doing that, man. Y'all, I'm not doing that, man. Because honestly, man, I think most of you pro-black people are the biggest. Some of y'all pro-black people are the biggest monkeys I've ever seen in my life. Y'all are some minstrel show. You guys are a minstrel show in reverse. So some of them dudes is minstrel shows in reverse. I think anybody running around talking about nigga, all in there, all over the time, man, can't get, man, you a minstrel show. Like, dog, I know y'all rock with Snoop Dogg, but Snoop Dogg's a minstrel show, bro. Snoop Dogg to me is modern day Step and Fetch. I don't care. He's like Step and Fetch, like he's like the mirror image of Step and Fetch. Like talented musician, talented at what he does, but God dog, he puts on such a show. Will you cut your hair before that shit falls off and stop smoking weed all the damn time? God dog, man. I know you take a break at some point in time in your life. Anyway, Black Parent said, you can be a fan of a fighter, but still be realistic. Yes, sir. That's tough. It's who he's always been. That's not how he's always been, bro. That ain't how anybody always is, bro. Man, please, grow up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was like that when he was 17. Okay, sure. Anyway, it's a big ass minstrel show as far as I'm concerned. But like I said, before we at risk of getting on Snoop Dogg. Anyway, I think you get my point. Yeah, he changed him. He wasn't like that before, man. He was not like that when he came out. No, he wasn't. Abram Banks, do you smoke weed? No, I do not. Not anymore. I used to, but I can't. For medical reasons, I cannot smoke weed. If I did not have the medical problems that I have related to weed, I would smoke the shit out of some weed. But I can't. It doesn't work for my body, man. So I used to. Hold up. Can't. No, I can't. Can't do it. That does not sit with me. That does not sit with me, bro. It does not sit well with me. Does not sit well with me at all. Thank you, Black Parent. Thank you for the support in that super chat. Thank you. Y'all making a big difference to the channel. And thank you to everybody who supports in the Cash App. Thank you very, very much. I'm not gonna have a Snoop Dogg conversation, brother. All I'm saying, I can't do any of that stuff. I can't. I'm not even going to attempt it. I'm not even going to attempt it. No more. Not until I get to like 70 years old. I got enough money where it doesn't matter. Okay. But no, I can't do that. He said, I'm about to light my Holy Ghost right now. Ace, pull on it for me. Said, Mo for me for now. Exactly. Y'all knock that shit out. I can't do it, bro. I can't do it. All of that, Bancroft, all of that. Massive paranoia. Massive. More than that, though. Trust me. More than that. But I can't do it. Doesn't work for me, man. No. No. Was a smoker for years. No. Anyway. Hey, I had to smoke one after that spooky ass story yesterday. OG still spooked. Still spooked. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry about yesterday and that spooky story. But I'm getting back on boxing, brother. I got to keep it on boxing because it's the early part of the month. We got to pay the bills. So I got to stay on boxing today. I can't do that, man. Marquis said, any news in the welterweight division? Yes, in the welterweight division, there was news that the fight between Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford is going to take place on June 31st in Vegas, according to Ring Magazine. And then Ring Magazine took that news down as soon as they realized that there was no June 31st. Realized that there was no June 31st. He said, we blowing that gas pack for 9. No, we not. No, we not. Because first of all, if I do it, I'm going to do it for a month straight. So it's not going to happen. Black parent, hey, no, I mean, dude, seriously. I can't do it. Please leave me alone on the subject matter, too. I am not against it. Knock yourself out. You know what I mean? But I want to get it back on boxing for real. I did a lot of non-boxing talk yesterday. T. Wells, I'm in my 20s. Thought it was cool to smell like a pound. Almost 38, and I think it's just immature to be like that. It's about growth. Oh, fuck, bud. Much love in that super chat, brother. Thank you, T. Wells. Olivo said, I ain't smoked since last year. Would you ever discuss political things on Patreon? I mean, I would, but I just got to actually have the mental fortitude to do it. You know what I mean? And honestly, I got to get caught up on politics, man. I got to get caught up on politics. I'm not caught up. I'm not caught up on politics. You know, I'm not caught up on it. I'd have to catch up on it. I'd have to be very familiar with everything. And if I get very familiar with everything in the political world, dude, that's not where I want to be in my life. Because I believe that's all a song. I believe that a lot of that is song and dance. And I don't care what people say about how important it is. I know it's important. But the relative ability, the ability that I have to affect it versus time spent on things that I actually can affect. No, I think I can affect boxing. I think I have a better chance of affecting boxing than I have of politics in general. In boxing, I can tell you this. Terence Crawford got passed up by Jervonta Davis. Jervonta Davis is going to get in the Hall of Fame faster than Terence Crawford is. Telling you. He just passed that man. When you think who's going to get in the Hall of Fame and Timothy and Terence Crawford's like, I'm a first ballot Hall of Famer. No, you're not. Gervonta is a first ballot Hall of Famer, though. Believe it. Believe it. Gervonta Davis is very well positioned to absolutely blow Terence Crawford's career out of the water. When you look at the two, there's nothing. If you look at it from the point of view that I was saying about big fights, the fights that you're interested in, you want to see. In my opinion, Terence Crawford has had one. For me, one. And that was Victor Postol. I had no doubts about Yuriokas Gamboa at lightweight. I had no doubt about that fight. I wondered some about Victor Postol because Victor Postol had knocked out Lucas Matisse. Fame, who wants to live forever? Exactly. Terence Crawford's an all-time great. Fanon, Tank nowhere near. No, he's not an all-time great. Terence Crawford is nowhere near an all-time great. Nowhere near one. He's not in the ballpark of all-time great. How? I would love to hear how he's an all-time great. Off of what he did, off of what he's done? No way. You're not an all-time great for beating Jeff Horn, Julius Ndungo, and Yuriokas Gamboa. No, you're not. To compare what Terence Crawford has done to Sugar Ray Robinson is an insult to Sugar Ray Robinson. It's an insult to Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard fought killers. Multiple killers. Terence Crawford ain't never been in the same building as a killer. He ain't been in the same building as a killer. Nowhere near one. No, he's not. He's not been in the ring with people at the level of guys like Floyd Mayweather Jr. have been. No way. No way. No way. Please let me know what killer he's been in the ring with. Name one. Name one Hall of Fame fighter he's fought. One. Give me one. The answer is none. The best shot that he has is Shawn Porter. That's the best. That's the closest he came is Shawn Porter. All-time great? No. No. Facts. Tank has a better resume than Bud and Shakur combined. Look, T. Wells said he an all-time duck. No. He all-time great, no way. You're looking, what about, Kell Brook? What about Kell Brook? Kell Brook ain't going to the Hall of Fame. Much love in that super chat. Kell Brook ain't going to the Hall of Fame. And guess what? He ain't going to the Hall of Fame off Kell Brook, even if he is. Because Kell Brook was shot fighter by the time he saw him. Much love in that super chat. Kell Brook was already a shot fighter. He was already a shot fighter. No, Terence Crawford has to beat Errol Spence. I'm not saying he can't be, but he's got to beat Errol Spence. He's got to beat Errol Spence. Or at the very least, he's got to beat Jermell Charlo. No, bro. No. No. I would not put him as an all-time great. Not off what he's done. Now, here's something else. There's a difference between Hall of Famer and an all-time great. There are plenty of people in the Hall of Fame that are not all-time greats. The way that I define all-time great. And my guy Abraham Banks in the building, Abraham Banks said, Kell Brook, Amir Khan, Porter, Gamboa, undisputed at 140. Exactly. So he's not getting in there. Thank you. So he's not an all-time great. Thank you. There you go. He beat a shot, not just washed up, a shot, Kell Brook. Amir Khan, you got to be joking. Shawn Porter had already lost to Kell Brook. He had already lost to Keith Thurman. He had already lost to Errol Spence Jr. And a whole bunch of people thought he had already lost to Yerdenis Ugas. And Terence Crawford got him after all of that. So you can throw that away too. Yuriorkis Gamboa, dog, thank you for the $2, brother, because otherwise I'd have had to throw you out for saying Yuriorkis Gamboa. You're insulting all-time greats by saying the word Yuriorkis Gamboa and all-time great in the same breath. So what? You'd been better to say Victor Postol. You'd be better to say Victor Postol or Ricky Burns. Either one. You'd be better off saying Ricky Burns. Maybe Ray Beltran. Maybe, I don't even know. Like, seriously, that's how little I think of Yuriorkis Gamboa. Yuriorkis Gamboa is a punching bag. No. A punching bag waiting to happen. Athletic, fundamentally flawed, and he's like a 126-pounder. Ain't nobody trying to hear that, bro. No, that's not all-time great. Okay? When you're talking all-time great, this is what you say with all-time great. Floyd Mayweather Jr. beat Manny Pacquiao, Juan Manuel Marquez, Oscar De La Hoya, Ricky Hatton, Diego Corrales, Jose Luis Castillo, Canelo Alvarez. That's all-time great. Not what you just wrote down. No. This is barely Hall of Fame, if Hall of Fame. And undisputed at 140, okay, great. So what? Matter of fact, Jermaine Ortiz was undisputed at 160, and he ain't never going to see the door in the Hall of Fame. Never. Josh Taylor, is undisputed at 140 pounds. And he is nowhere near, and by the way, he beat better competition to get it than Terence Crawford did. And he ain't sniffing a Hall of Fame unless it's the British Commonwealth Hall of Fame. There, he may be in that. But no, Terence Crawford is going to get the Hall of Fame, though, because of what people said about him the entire career. So that he was pound for pound, this, pound for pound, that. But those are magazines saying that, bro. It's not like it really is. He's a very good fighter from everything that I can see. Don't get me wrong. But no, bro, in the competition that he's faked, it's been a career. It's been a match-made career. It's been a match-made career. He's constantly fighting guys that are very much selected for him. Now, the majority of that was Top Rank, because that's how Top Rank does business. Is they build fighters. They don't want their big guy to lose any of the in-house fights that they make. So they match them carefully against fighters that they promote so they can continue to hold those belts. That's what Top Rank does. And not just for Terence Crawford, but for a bunch of other people that were with Top Rank. Ever since Top Rank went on the budget of HBO. They didn't used to be like that before they were stuck on a budget. Once they were like, oh, we won't promote fights and sell tickets anymore. We'll let HBO pay all the bills. Once HBO started paying all their bills, and then ESPN continued to pay all their bills, they do match-made fights. And that's the entirety of Terence Crawford's career. Terence took one risk. I'm going to tell you the biggest risk that he took in his career, and the only risk that I've seen him take in his career, some real risk, was the Breidis Prescott fight when he took it on short notice at 140. Beat Breidis Prescott, and then came back down and was able to fight for the 135-pound championship over there in the UK against Ricky Burns, and then beat Ricky Burns, and then beat Ray Beltran. Violator comments say, good morning, Fanon and chat. Hope all is well. Hit the like button. Yes, sir. Thank you, brother, for that support, man. So, nah, bro. If he beat what will a win over Boots do, it'll be the best win of his career. That'll be a very big win if he could beat Jerron Ennis. Because that's something he's never done. He's never beaten somebody that was as highly touted as Jerron Ennis. Jermaine said, I'm about over Crawford Spence fight. Now they talking about July 26th. Next is going to be September date. Shake my head. Jermaine, let me tell you about what they're doing with that, I think that is Ring Magazine and these guys trying to tear that fight down by continuing to throw information out there that's not true. I think those guys are the most underhanded. I think they're scumbags. In a boxing sense, scumbags. Those guys throw out more false information about the PBC. Like their job is like that's part of their job or something. For those guys to release the date of June 31st, it's like, hold on, man. There is no way on this planet that you didn't make that up yourself. I'm telling you, Ring Magazine is not me. They're not journalists. Those guys are public relations. That is a public relations. That is Oscar De La Hoya's public relations stream. Like, for real. And Ray Davis back in that super chat said, Bud is an all-time great at ducking the big fights. Much love in that super chat, bro. Yeah, it is what it is, though. And my guy, Stone Alone in the building. Thank you, brother. He said, top of the morning, Martin in the chat. Hopefully, y'all weekend was better than mine. I had to spend $1,000 on car repairs. Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Much love in that super chat, bro. I'm sorry to hear that, bro. I'm sorry to hear that. So, on the real, and I mean this, give me 1 second. I got to look at something real fast just to make sure. Dang, man, where'd it go? What? Oh, that's Paul. Paul sent me some shit. Hold on a second. All right, yeah, I do. I got a dentist appointment today. Stone Alone in the building. Thank you, brother, for that support, man. Sorry, it took me a second. And Abraham Banks said, would you agree Tank is match made to? Also, you said Haney's a weight bully. I didn't say that. You don't keep that same energy for Spence, do you? Spence walks around at 180. First of all, no, I did not call Devin Haney a weight bully. I don't think I did. Matter of fact, what I said was Devin can't be a weight bully because he doesn't bully anybody. That's what I said. So do I agree that Tank is match made to a certain extent? Yeah. Yeah, to a certain extent. To a certain extent, but not like, no. Let me put it this way. Mario Barrios and Leo Santa Cruz, and I think that he's match made, but for this, for tickets. I don't think that they're making the matches for him because they think it's an easy win. I think they're matchmaking him with people because it's going to sell a lot of tickets. That's what I think it is. I think that they're saying, look, man, how can we sell the most tickets? What's the biggest fight? But do I think he was match made when he fought Jose Pedraza, an undefeated Jose Pedraza for the 130-pound title that early in his career? No. How can you match make that? Jose Pedraza was the champion. And guess what else? He's never fought anybody that was other than Rolly Romero that was promoted by Mayweather Promotions. So technically speaking, he's not had in-house fights. But if you mean in the sense that he is put in there with people because they're easy wins for him that will make it look good, no, I don't. If that was the case, he would have never fought Isaac Cruz. So no, I don't think so. I think they put him in there with guys where they think that they can maximize the amount of tickets they can sell. That's why you get a lot of guys, but along with the fact that a lot of fighters in those weight classes are Mexican and do have Spanish last names. I think he's made in order to make more money in the fight. And they don't deny that. They will tell you that flat out. We're trying to make the biggest fights. Who do we think is going to put the most butts in the seats? And that's the fights that they want to have. And guess what that means? They're looking for the fights that the most fans want to see. And so, no, I don't believe that. So I said that Haney was a weight bully. No, I didn't. What I said was Devin Haney cannot bully anybody with his weight because he doesn't knock anybody out. He doesn't hurt anybody. You don't keep that energy for Spence, do you? Errol Spence was the IBF champion and had a 10-pound rehydration clause up until maybe a couple years ago. But no, and plus, how can he be a weight bully when he's literally fighting guys the same size and he's only fighting once every 2 years? How you weight bullying another champion? He's only fighting champions. If I'm correct, let me go back. Yeah. He fought Danny Garcia. Where's that? What weight class is Danny Garcia in right now? He's in 154, isn't he? What weight class is Keith Thurman? I do believe Keith Thurman started his career at 154. I think that's the same thing for Sean Porter as well, 154. Also, I'm pretty sure Kell Brooks is actually bigger than Errol Spence because he also was fighting at 154, even fought at 160. But if you consider being, and also You say Spence walks around at 180 plus. No way in the world he's at 180 pounds. No way. Let me repeat this. There is no way that Errol Spence Jr. is walking around at 180 pounds. I've seen Errol Spence Jr. in person. There ain't no way that man's 180 pounds. That's a little guy, man. He's not that big. No, let me put it this way. For Errol to walk around at 180 pounds, he has to be fat. If he's 180 pounds, he's fat. The first time I saw him, he had a lot of weight on his cheeks. And I'm talking about when I saw him in person. He had a lot of weight on his cheeks. His face was really full. If you're talking about that guy, he looked fat. Not fat like I'm fat, but he looked chunky. The last time I saw him, which was at the Ray Vargas versus Mark Magsayo fight, where Frank Martin fought on the undercard, there's no way that guy's 180 pounds, man. He's probably walking around about 165. I bet you he's 160 to 165. Something like that. If he weighs 170, I think that it's a stretch for him to be at 170. It's a stretch. I would put him, he's probably walking around right now somewhere in the 160s, like the low to mid 160s, tops. Ain't no way in the world that man's walking around 180 pounds, bro. No way. 5'8", 180, no. But let me tell you this. If Errol is walking around at 165 pounds, he's walking around at the same size that Devin Haney is. Please understand that Errol Spence Jr. is the same size as Devin Haney. The same size. They're roughly the same height and the same size as each other. But you also got to understand this, that traditionally 135 is only one weight division away from 147. Traditionally. It's not that big a difference between the weight classes, between 135 and 147. All kind of 135-pound champions moved up to 147 and did perfectly well at 147. Shane Mosley did it. So nah, bro, I appreciate that support though. Villainous Hero said, was Crawford's fight versus Porter a risk? I mean, a little bit of one. Not really though. No, not really. It was just better than, let me tell you this, let me tell you what that was. It was better than Jose Benavidez. It was better than Amir Khan. It was better than Kell Brook. And remember, Kell Brook at the time. Not Kell Brook that fought Errol or Kell Brook that fought Gennady Golovkin. I mean the Kell Brook at the time. The washed up, coke sniffing shadow boxing the coke sniffing shadow boxing Kell Brook. No. But at the same time, look, man, hold on, let me make sure I read that right before I get to my guy Bruce Williams. The Villainous Hero. But was it a risk? Yeah, it was a risk. And yeah, it was a risk, but until anyway, it was a risk. Not much of one, though. I mean, it was a decent fight. It was just better than the other ones. You know what I mean? Just better than the other ones. I think it's pretty much on par with Errol Spence, Lamont Peterson. Something like that. It's about on par with that. That's what I would say. Because Lamont Peterson was past it. And Sean Porter was well past it. Errol took a lot out of him. Bruce Williams said they're acknowledging boxing is a business. They're redefining the modern definition of prize fighter. Belts don't create generational wealth. No, they don't. Unless you can use them to get that. And Abraham Banks in the building. He said, you said Haney's been at 135 since 17, but you forget about Spence, who's been 147 bullying guys. I just want you to give his props he deserves. No, you don't. Abraham Banks, no, you do not. That's not what you want me to do. You said Haney has been at 135 since 17. No, I didn't. I said he's been at 135 since he was 16. That's the truth. But you forgot about Spence, who's been bullying 147. Errol Spence didn't turn pro until he was 22 years old. You're comparing a guy that was at 135 when he was still, before he finished puberty, to a guy that didn't turn pro until he was 22. What do you mean? He's bullying guys. He's been at the weight class since he was 20. He was a grown man when he got there. You're just, I mean, what do you want me to tell you? You want me to call Errol? And by the way, you want me to call Errol a weight bully? Fine. Errol's a weight bully. How does that save Devin? How does that save Devin? You telling me if it was true, but first of all, let's go back to this. Errol has been a professional boxer for 10 years. He turned pro in 2022, 11 years. He is 32 years old. 11 years ago, he's 21. He turned pro at 21. Puberty is over at 21. Do you know how long Sean Porter was at 147? He's at 147 much longer. So was Keith Thurman. Errol's not saying, oh, man, I got it. Well, he did say he wants to move up because it's not getting easy. But it's not getting easy at 30. It's not getting easy at 30. He's 32. And he's saying, look, man, it's getting a little bit difficult for me to make this weight at 32. Not at 22. Not at 22. Do you understand the difference between a 17-year-old and a 22-year-old? One is done with puberty. The other is not. For all we know, at 16 years old, Devin may be an inch taller than he was when he turned pro. That's not unusual for somebody to grow between the time that they're 16 and the time that they're 18. At 16 years old, dude, you're a junior in high school. You're a junior in high school. That's not the same thing. Errol Spence Jr. was not even in the Olympics at 16. I think he started boxing at 16. Hold on. Dude. He started boxing at 15. I'm telling you, he started training at 15. If you started training at 15, he probably didn't have his first professional fight until he was 6. His first amateur fight until he was 16. Devin was already a professional in the 135-pound division by then. Those are apples and oranges. But once again, it doesn't even make a difference. So what if Errol was a weight bully? First of all, I never called Devin a weight bully because he ain't bullying nobody. You got to actually bully somebody. Got to bully him to be a weight bully. Regardless, what difference does it make what Errol did to what Devin did? They are two different people. That's a false, that's not, I mean, it's not even a real comparison you're making. I appreciate that support. And you want me to give him his props. How is that being a prop? What is that about? What is that about giving him props? How, if I say, yeah, Errol Spence Jr. is a weight bully, how is that giving Devin Haney props? I am completely baffled by your statement. But I appreciate your support. But what do you want me to tell you about Devin? That he's the undisputed champion? He is. That's his props right there. T. Will said, I had Mexican friends growing up who would buy Floyd Mayweather fights just for a chance to see him possibly lose. Tank will generate the same interest. He did generate the same interest. He did generate the same interest. Much love in that super chat, bro. And Mr. Pragmatic in the building said, my contribution to one of the best channels on YouTube. Thank you, brother. It means a lot, man. Thank you, Mr. Pragmatic. Thank you, Mr. Pragmatic. Villainous Hero says, so only possible risk for Crawford is Spence. No, he can fight. He could fight Jaron Ennis. No, Villainous Hero. He can fight Jaron Ennis. He can fight Jamel. He can fight Jamel Charlo. He can do either one of those. He's a very good fighter, man. So no, there's not going to be a lot of people that are real risks to him. However, Floyd found him. No, he just needs to fight somebody that is really in their prime, fighting well. So if he wants, so there's Errol, there's Jaron Ennis, there is, hey, even Josh Taylor. If Josh Taylor moves up, if Josh Taylor beats Teofimo Lopez and moves up, there you go. That's a risk. If he wants to move up to 154 and he wants to fight Jermell Charlo, that's a risk too. He can do that. Nothing keeping him from going up there and doing that. You guys got some, I don't know what y'all do with this. You trying to take what I say, turn it into something, some exaggerated absolute statement that I didn't say. Jermaine 419. He said, who you got winning, Devin and Loma, or why? Man, honestly, man, I don't know, man. I got Devin winning. If everything is, I have Devin. I favor Devin, but it could go either way. And I'll tell you why. It could go, what's going on? Come on. Brother, what's going on, man? I ain't seen you in a minute. I'm surprised you didn't do a video about Ronnie Shields' comment about David Morrell Jr. effectively being Canelo's hitman and fighting David Benavidez. That Alvarez wouldn't fight either day. I didn't hear about it. Dog, but come on, man. We've been in the middle of a Gervonta Davis thing, man. We've been in the middle of a Gervonta Davis news cycle for a while. But hold on one second. Can I unblock RuPaul now? What you talking about? But look, hold on one second before I get to that, Kamal. Hey, good to see you, Kamal. Really good to see you, bro. I don't know, but I will tell you this. I think that there is I think that it is going to be a much more difficult fight for Devin Haney than Ryan Garcia was for Gervonta. Because the fight's going to go 12 rounds, number one. And if Lomachenko presses Devin Haney early, if he presses him early and he gets early rounds, I got Lomachenko. If Devin Haney can win the early rounds, like the first 4 rounds, I got Devin Haney. But at the same time, man, I'm going to tell you, man, be careful for funny business, bro, in that one. Because I just don't see Devin being able to hold Lomachenko. Devin likes to fight from the outside. And it's just funny because he's going to have because whenever Devin Haney gets on the inside, he clinches. And I don't think he's going to be able to clinch. I just don't think he's going to be able to consistently clinch Lomachenko and get away with it. Now, I don't think he's going to be able to get away with it either by grabbing and holding him, actually get away with it, because dude will straighten his arms out and yank out of there. And it's going to make it look like Devin is holding. He's not just going to grab and be like, okay, y'all break it up. No, he's literally, if Devin locks his arms, he's going to straighten out his arms and make it look like Devin is holding. So they're going to ask, and if he does that excessively, he's going to get a point taken away. Because I can already see the playbook coming from what the people over there at Top Rank are saying. They're already putting that in the official's mind about the holding and all of that. So, but I got Devin win the fight. I want Devin to win the fight. I want Devin to win the fight. I'm rooting for Devin in that fight. But at the same time, dog, you know, I think people acting like Lomachenko ain't like a real fighter. I think y'all are tripping. Like, I mean that if he's fighting Tank too. Like, look, man, he fights Gervonta. If Lomachenko fights Gervonta, bro, that's no easy fight. No joke, that's no easy fight. And Lomachenko is somebody, dude, he ain't that old. I mean, he's 35, but he ain't that old. If he gets loose on you, you better hope he wasn't bored with Jermaine Ortiz. You know what I mean? Like, and like that's not like, yeah. T. Will said, Fanon, I was 5'9", 189 at 17. At 21, I was 6'1" and 225. Exactly. The reason I say Devin Haney's weight is tough because Devin's been at the weight class for 7 years. And he got there when he was 16. 16. He was the same size as Shakur Stevenson. He's not the same size as Shakur Stevenson anymore. Look, when they were saying they were sparring, look at him. I remember Errol at 16. He was a new face, jumped out there beating guys right off the rip. Same with the Charlos. Yeah, man, he was young, man. He started early. He started very late. Boots is a weight bully. I mean, dude, look, it is what it is, bro. I don't think so. But Kamal I said, I was surprised that you didn't do a video on Ronnie Shields' comment about David Morrell Jr. effectively in Canelo's hitman in fighting Benavidez, that Alvarez wouldn't fight either. David, look, he's the WBA champion. He's the WBA champion. And being the WBA champion, that means you have mandatories. So by the very nature of being the WBA super champion, you have the WBA world champion fighting all the guys, and you don't have to defend any of them. That's true with everybody. That's true, Kamal, with Devin Haney and Jervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is knocking off challengers to Devin Haney for Devin Haney. Same thing applies, you know. So I would have to, and I've talked at length about the WBA super title versus the WBA, comparing it to the WBA. Definitely shout out to Hispanics Causing Panic out there, Dragon D-style boxing. That the WBC 135 pound, the WBA super championship is the same thing as the WBA franchise champion. It is a designation that allows a champion to not have mandatories and allows them to unify belts. The intention is to unify with the franchise champion, so that but to give another champion have the ability, have to handle all the mandatories. So I understand that he said that, but I've talked about that ad nauseum. But dude, I tell you, man, I'm not really big into doing Canelo Alvarez videos. It's a situation that really I don't enjoy talking about as much. And I got to have some fun in the things that I do. Derek Choi said, I want to see Tank touch Bud's chin since he said he could beat him. I don't remember him saying that he could beat him. But you can rest assured that fight's not happening. You know, you can rest assured that fight's not happening. Much love. Hey, Derek Choice and Kamal, thank you for coming back, Kamal. Hey, come on. You're always welcome to jump on and say what you got to say so people can hear it, man. So people can hear it. I'm telling you, YouTube is real funny about them topics. Boss man say, we don't want to talk about that. Patrick, Mr. Pragmatic back in the building. Thank you, brother. He said, Devin is done after May 20th. He's going to lose to Loma. He's not fighting Shakur, and he's hiding from everyone at 140, especially Gary Antoine Russell. Hey, man, I can't wait to see Gary Antoine Russell back in the ring. David Morrell has already signed to fight David Benavidez. I mean, if they fight next, that's cool, but these guys are moving on. They need to do that. Look, they need to move on. They need to fight each other. They can't wait around. They can't wait around for them dudes. Like Arrow, man, God dog, please just, man, I hope they announce this fight. If they don't announce this fight, man, you know. Gary Antoine is much watched. Yeah, he is. In other words, it allows a simp to duck a real smoke. Well, no, I mean, look, I think the sentiment behind it is honorable. They're saying, look, man, all of these mandatories is preventing us from having one champion. So let's give somebody a designation that we can say they're the champion just for the purposes of unifying belts. That's how it functions. Undercard Boxing said, did you hear WBC isn't sanctioning a fight with Bivol and Canelo? That's not true. That's not true. Undercard Boxing. That's not true. They didn't say that. They said that they were not going to sanction a fight between Beterbiev and Bivol. You are making a leap that they said that they're not going to do it with, that they wouldn't do it with Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is not going to be fighting Dimitri Bivol for the WBC belt because Canelo says, no, I'm fighting at 175. Mandated Usyk to fight. Kamal said WBA is selective. Mandated Usyk to fight Dubois. Yeah, but Usyk is Ukrainian. He's from the Ukraine. And we're allies with Ukraine. As if that's any of Mauricio Sulaiman's business. Much love, Kamal Oz. But it's a leap. It may be a reasonable leap, but it's still a leap that he said that, because they didn't say that. What they said was they would not sanction a fight between Bivol and Beterbiev, even though they're both Russian. They're both Russian. But because one's Russian and lives in Canada. As if, hey, no worries. Nah, I know where you got that from. But it's not an unreasonable reach, but it is a reach. Because they did not say that. Fanon, why does the PBC have over 10 top fighters in their stable that haven't fought in over a year? Who? Who are the 10 top fighters in their stable that haven't fought over a year? Put the names down. They've got 200 fighters, bro. Name the 10 fighters, bro. I think you're a bit of a hater, Mr. Banks. Because you don't sound like you're trying to defend Devin Haney. It seems like you're really trying to hate on the PBC. Because you're not really talking about Devin Haney and the good things that Devin Haney does. You're talking about all the bad things and putting a bunch of bad things on the PBC. Name the names. Who are the 10 fighters? Who are the 10 top fighters that have not fought in a year? Errol's been waiting on Terence. Let me get rid of some of them for you. Errol is not interested in fighting anybody but Terence Crawford, so that's one. And he got injured. Who else is next? Jamal got injured. Who are the other ones? Keith Thurman? Keith Thurman is waiting for Errol to figure out what Errol's doing. If you consider him a top fighter, who's next? Who's the other ones? That's 4. Thurman is waiting on Errol. He's going to fight Errol if he wants to fight Errol. Hoping to get a fight with Errol. So that's 4. What's next? That's his decision. So let me categorize these. 2 of them are injured, or 3 of them are injured. Is that right? 2 of them are injured. 2 is their choices. Jermell and Jamal are injured. Errol decided that, and Keith Thurman decided that. Those are their choices. Do you think Al Heyman should do what? Put a rope around their neck and drag them into the ring? Who are the other 10 ones, though? Who are the other ones? Steve Fulton Jr. has fought. Brandon Figueroa. Let me go through the weight classes. Deontay Wilder has fought. That's their top heavyweight. David Benavidez has fought. Caleb Plant has fought. David Morrell has fought. At 160, Jamal hasn't been able to fight. Demetrius Andrade fought. Ugas was injured. If you consider Ugas a top one, Ugas is injured. The man got his eye socket broke. He was injured. For real. You can't, what are you telling me? The PBC, dude, how many fight cards has PBC had this year? How many fight cards has PBC had this year? How many fight cards have they had this year? Has the PBC card had this year? PBC's had what are you even bringing that up for? The PBC has had fight cards. Dude, it's May. Their year has been stacked. Their year since January, it has been stacked. Yeah, man, I'm happy to see Kamal. No joke. What about Castano? Castano's not a top fighter. Brian Castano's not a top fighter. And I don't know why Castano's not fought. I don't know. You really trying to tell me that you don't think that he can't get a fight date? Anyway, look, man. You guys make up these PBC stories, man. Maybe they're going broke. And maybe they're going broke. He is coming off a knockout loss, though. A very nasty knockout loss. But WBA also mandated super champ AJ versus Povetkin. Yeah, because it was requested. They requested that. Yeah, that was a protection move, no doubt. Yeah, when you're talking about when they were trying to they were like, oh, there's a deadline on the Deontay Wilder versus there's a deadline on this, so we're gonna mandate it. Yeah, you don't even have mandatory, so why are you slapping a date on that? And then to boot, they never even actually did it. They didn't do it. They waited like weeks for it to get done. They just did it so they could stop, so that they had an excuse not to make the Deontay Wilder fight. Because they didn't want all that money to go away when all that money they were making going away when Deontay Wilder knocked out Anthony Joshua. Because that's what would have happened. That man would have got knocked out, bro. That man would have got knocked out. PBC has been putting on fights more than any of the other companies. People need to stop with the false narratives. Look, man, you guys don't like the you don't like the PBC. I get it. But I definitely want to say thank you for supporting the channel. And thank you to everybody that supports in the super chats. And thank you to everybody that supports in the cash apps. Really, really, really do appreciate it, man. Y'all been supporting the channel and really, really helping it out. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. And let me actually get the ones that just came through. We got my guy, Tyrone in the building. Said, top of the morning, OG. Man down. Strap season. You know it. 666. Yes, sir, man. Flip it up. 999. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, sir. And again, back in it, it says, stay blessed. Keep the boxing talk going. Thank you, brother, for 333. That means I told you he gave me them 999s. That's what's up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, brother. And T. Wells in the building said Ugas wasn't injured. Was beating like wasn't injured. Was a beating like Rodney King. Oh my God, dog. He might as well say, man, can't we all get along? Man, don't get rid of me supporting the channel. I don't care. Like I'm telling you, man, it's important. If you guys want to put that, if you're not RuPaul, because that's just stupid, just dumb stuff. Hey, support the channel. I ain't got a problem with it, brother. Abraham Banks said, I'm not Bill Haney. I'm just a fan. I appreciate it. I don't have a problem. Look, Abraham Banks, I'm not complaining about what you're saying. You can ask me these questions. I don't mind answering your questions at all. You're not insulting. I don't hear you saying I just know where you are. I know where you're. I just know what you watch. I can tell a lot about you by the questions that you're asking. Not because of somewhere you've been or said, but look, you said you want Devin Haney to get his props, but you didn't tell me anything about, you didn't mention anything about Devin Haney that I should be respecting him for. You talked badly about PBC and the PBC fighters. It can be created today. That's fine. I have an idea. I have an idea who he is. I get it. Don't get me wrong, created day. He's probably thrown out before. It very well may be RuPaul. It very well may be. I wouldn't doubt that it is. But like I said, hey, man, if you support the channel and you got some damn common sense, I will read your conversation. I will have a conversation with you. Doesn't bother me. And I'm happy to do it. I would love explain. But again, what you're doing is you are not asking me to give Devin Haney his props. Tell me what props I need to give him. And I will give them to him. Just what props, what proper respect am I supposed to be giving him? What things am I supposed to be agreeing with him about that I'm not agreeing with? If you tell me those things, I can then make my own determination about whether that is something that should be credited towards him. Who the F is RuPaul? Yeah, okay, whatever. It's somebody that comes by and trolls the channel all the time, Abraham. I don't know. You created your thing today. And there's a guy that does that all the time. I don't know what your face is. I don't know who you are. You know? What's going on, Lone Star? Step in the building. Say good morning, Fanon and the chat family. Everybody be well. Go get off to a great week. Start for the week. God be with you. God be with you. The last super chat, T. Wells. Ha ha. OFF. Ha ha ha. Much love in that super chat. Thank you, Seth Brown. And Michael Ray in the building. Easy. Okay, Valley, he's undisputed. There you go. He is the undisputed lightweight champion. He is the only champion in the division for the sake of undisputed. He is the IBF champion. He's the WBC champion. He's the WBO champion, and he's the WBA super champion. He is an undefeated fighter. He is a world-class fighter. He is a better fighter than the vast majority of people in the sport of boxing. There you go. Is there anything else I should say about him? I don't have a problem with any of that. Now, if you want to tell me that he's a knockout artist, I'm going to say that's not something he gets, because that's not true. Ray Davis in the building. Thank you, brother. Said just supporting the channel. Man, I appreciate it, man. Much love in that super chat. Very, very, very necessary. Very greatly appreciated. Thank you very much for your support, bro. Thank you very, very much for your support. And let's slide down. Champ. Yeah, that's it. I mean, so when you say these things, just let me know. But you didn't do that. You just started insulting Errol. If Errol was I'm telling you, if Errol was the quintessential weight bully, if that's what he was, it still wouldn't keep Devin from being one. You know what I mean? The fact that John Wayne Gacy was a serial killer didn't keep Ted Bundy from being one. There's no connection there. You were just trying to find a way to hate on Errol Spence. It's amazing how people can't see. Oh, Fanon, it's amazing how people can't see. You're just reporting what you see and what is being said, and people and haven't seen anything like. Oh no, I'm sorry. Let me back that up, because I messed that up in the middle of reading it. Fanon, it's amazing how people can't see. You are just reporting what you see and what is being said, and people think you are hating on a fighter. Not yet, because I mean, it is. It's not amazing to me because it happens so much now, but it is what it is. I'm not hating on Devin by saying this stuff. He's a B-sided tank. I don't think he's fought as good a competition as Gervonta. I don't. I think Gervonta has been a champion. You can't tell me Jervonta Davis has not had tough fights. He has. He's had difficult fights with fighters that were top-level fighters. I'm sorry that he couldn't fight. What's his name? Mario Barrios. I'm sorry he couldn't fight Mario Barrios for undisputed. Mario Barrios wasn't with Top Rank and wasn't put in a position to collect all the belts. The guy that collected all the belts was Bob Arum. And Devin Haney is a beneficiary of the planning of Bob Arum. And that's no little part into being undisputed. As you see taking place with Errol and Terence, it is literally going to take an act. It seems like it's going to take an act of Congress to get undisputed when you got two guys with the belts, and it's one of the biggest fights that can be made in boxing. But yet they can find a way to all those top-ranked fighters to fight for all of them. Only one secondary belt. One secondary belt. Only one secondary belt was outside of Top Rank. One. The WBC interim title. That was the only one. Top Rank had collected all of the belts. Vasily Lomachenko was the WBC champion, and I'm talking about before he got the franchise. So please shut up with the franchise talk. He was that when he got the franchise belt. Before he got the franchise belt, when he beat Luke Campbell, they had the WBC belt. Before the franchise belt, they had the IBF belt with Richard Comey. Or was it with Teofimo Lopez? I don't know. They had the WBA belt, which, by the way, was with Top Rank before Lomachenko got it, because Jorge Linares had it. They had it with Jose. They had the WBO and Jose Pedraza. And they had that before Lomachenko had it, because Top Rank had that. Before Teofimo Lopez, before Jose Pedraza, because Jose Pedraza had it. And because Jose Pedraza got that by beating, I do believe, Richard Comey. Richard Comey was involved in two of the championship belts, I do believe, fighting one for a vacant and one that he got his hands on. All of those were in-house fights by Top Rank. And then there was a mandatory that was called. And Teofimo Lopez screwed it up against a mandatory because he went over there to Fight TV or whatever that was. Come on, man. Do not deny that Bob Arum did a lot of the work to get those belts together. But you're not, and you're like, oh no, you act like Devin did all of that. Like Devin went to go beat. Like Devin beat Jose Pedraza for the WBO. He beat Linares for the WBA. He beat Teofimo Lopez for the IBF. And he beat Mikey Garcia for the WBC. He didn't do that. He didn't do that. I believe that he also lost that to Jose Pedraza. When Jose Pedraza. Hold on. I think Jose Pedraza lost to beat Richard Comey. Or he might have beat Beltran, one of them other bodies. No, he beat Wade Beltran for the WBO. Yeah, Ray Beltran won that belt. He beat Ray Beltran for that. He beat Ray Beltran for that. You can exchange Ray Beltran and Richard Comey, in my opinion. You can just swap their names. It don't matter. They're fillers for Top Rank. Top Rank collected all those belts. But you want me to give, I'm giving Devin Haney credit for being the undisputed champion and for beating George Kambosos. You cannot tell me that that man had anywhere near as hard a time getting that as Errol Spence Jr.'s had getting 3 of the belts at 147. But you know, my problem is that I've actually seen all these fights. And I know how he got there. I know how he got the belts. And you can't tell me that it's irrelevant how he got them. He got them all in one fight. And he's yet to defend them against anybody but the same guy he got them from. His defense was against somebody he had already beaten. So what do you want me to say? Those are facts. You want me to tell you that he's the best fighter in the world because he beat George Kambosos? Because that's who he beat. That's who he beat. George Kambosos. That makes him the best fighter in the world? That makes him number 1 pound for pound? No, doesn't. Not in my eyes. What? And that's not hating. There's no way in the world y'all would not say that about Tank. If Tank had beaten George Kambosos to become the undisputed champion and had never fought anybody else before that, ain't no way in the world you'd be like, oh, well, Tank's the undisputed champion. That means more than winning 2 championships at 130, 1 belt at 140, and 1 belt at 135. That means more than championships, whether you consider them minor or secondary or whatever, over 3 weight classes. The fact that you beat George Kambosos? Come on, man. You know what that's like? That's like me telling you, hey, man, trust me with your money. Why? I'm a millionaire. How'd you get it? I hit the lottery. What do you mean you hit the lottery? No, I mean I hit the lottery. Yeah, I got $35 million in my bank. You see my big house? Hey, man, take my financial advice. How'd you get the money? Oh, I got the money because I hit the lottery. No, thank you. I'll wait to see what you do with this money before I trust you. Unless you can tell me how to hit the lottery. No. Almighty said the fact that you're still talking about this is funny. Almighty, you got to go. Yeah, be quiet. If it's funny, go ahead and get out of here. Somebody put it in the super chat. What you want me to do? Somebody supported the channel and wanted the conversation. The question is, Zenith 360 said the better question is why the hell did Devin sign at his own? He knew there was no belts over there with the money. He signed for the money. He signed for the money. That's why. He said that because he was going to get big paydays over there. He's going to get more money than he was getting with Showtime. Oh, a couple of super chats up there. My bad. Let me back up. Akamar in the building said, I think all weight classes should have same-day weigh-ins. I agree. And I think they should get rid of some weight classes. You won't have no stress making weight at 140 if you're fighting at 147. You won't have that. You won't, a whole lot of welterweights won't have problem making weights anymore if they weigh in at 147. They may have a problem with that ass whooping coming at them, but not any more than that. Who has the greater legacy, Packer, Floyd, Tank, or Haney? Obviously Floyd. And Tank or Haney, I don't know, because they're still fighting. But who has the greater legacy? I mean, first of all, how do you judge the greatness of a legacy? That's that's opinion. That's subjective. But obviously, as far as who had the more successful career, in every single solitary way you can name, is Floyd Mayweather Jr. He won all his fight and he whooped Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao is literally an accomplishment on that man's resume. So clearly, it is that. As far as Tank and Haney right now, Tank. If we're counting on it right now, Tank. Again, Devin Haney's beaten one guy. One. He has not gotten past where Jermaine Taylor was in 2005. I think Tank is beyond where Jermaine Taylor was in 2005. Jermaine Taylor has a better win to get undisputed than Devin does. He beat Bernard Hopkins, and he beat Bernard Hopkins twice. We'll see how the rest of his career pans out. Gervonta has been on the stage in championship fights a bunch of times, bro. He's been on the big stage for years now. Gervonta Davis is well beyond the one-hit wonder category. Devin has to get past Lomachenko to get out of the one-hit wonder category. So you ask me, you answer me. Who has the greater legacy? What's her name? Who's a one-hit wonder so far in music? Who name one and name Stevie Wonder? I suspect it's Stevie Wonder. Who sold more records? Yeah, well, that person did, but hey, it's fucking Stevie Wonder. Steph Brown in the building. Thank you, brother. He said, if Terence Crawford could knock out Big Fish, he'd fight the man. Oops, I said that out loud. Bro scared of the bright lights, and I'm hating. I am hating on the bro. Mwahaha. Yeah. Hey, and I am hating. Much rather than super chat, bro. Thank you for letting me go, helping me get back to those. So, I mean, for me, Michael Ray, okay, dope. I got that now. Thank you, brother. Let me slide down, man. Ray Beezy, R. Beezy, said just putting some color in the chat. Keep up the good work, OG. Thank you, brother. But yeah, I mean, he chose it for money. That's why he's not going to fight Shakur. Dude, stop. The dude is in it for the money, man. Come on. Let's not be children here, okay? Let's not be children. Who you beat, it all comes down to who you beat. Gervonta Davis has beaten better fighters than Devin Haney has. He's beaten Shakur Stevenson has beaten better fighters than Devin Haney has. Josh Taylor has beaten better fighters than Devin Haney has. Honestly, Devin Haney has to catch up to Josh Taylor. And I would love somebody to tell me why he hasn't, why he doesn't. In my opinion, he's got to catch up to Jermell Charlo. Maybe you could say Tank needs to as well. But Jermell's undisputed. And he beat better fighters to get it. And he did lose, and he beat the guy that I thought he got robbed. But he came back and beat the guy that beat him. So that's a wrap. He had to go get it. But, you know, Haney's a watered-down Bud Crawford. Let's be real about it. No. Bud Crawford's better. Terence Crawford is better. Terence Crawford can punch. It's funny, you can tell who someone listens to based on who they parrot. Lack of individuality and thought is disturbing, Rod Walker. Yeah, no doubt about it. But that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. Much love in that super chat, brother, to my guy. Oh, no, my lady. Thank you, Heather. Hold on one second. Thank you, Heather. Hold on one second. Love the picture, Heather. Love the earrings, Heather. Thank you very much. He said, for always shedding light. Thank you, sister. Thank you. Fanon, you forgot how Kambosos killed a tiger with his bare hands? Oh, yeah, I definitely forgot that. Hey, can you name one Hall of Famer on Tank's resume? Haney got Loma. First of all, yes, I can. It's Leo Santa Cruz. And second, Lomachenko is not on his resume. That's easy. The one Hall of Famer on Gervonta Davis's resume, somebody that's going into the Hall of Fame, is Leo Santa Cruz. And Haney is not on Lomachenko's. Lomachenko is not on Haney's resume. If you didn't note it, they don't fight for another 19 days. They fought at 130, dummy. They did fight. They fought at 135. They fought for a 135 belt, and Tank weighed 130. Dog, you're trying too hard, man. You're just trying to hate on Tank. Get your mind off Tank, man. Nah, we'll let him go a little bit longer. Don't throw him out undercard boxing. Kamal Oz said WBA ordered super champ Bum Lufkin to fight Jacobs. Did he? Man, hey, you bringing out the facts, bro. Much love to that super chat, brother. I forgot all about that. Did he? Hold on. Yep, they did back in 2016. Yeah, they did. Why would they do that, bro? Yeah, they're real funny with that, dog. They're real funny with that. Real sometimey with that, man. WBA real sometimey with it, man. Real sometime. Real sometimey with it. But, that's, again, those are promoters doing that, man. Fanon, talk to him right. It's almost time for you to start calling him an itch. Nah, I'm not. I mean, I'm in a better mood, bro. No, seriously, man. I appreciate the support, bro. It's May. It's the beginning of the month. Ray Davis said, as a Haney supporter, let us please stop talking. As a Haney supporter, let's please stop talking Tank. Yeah. Basically, he's got to get past this fight that he has. You know what I mean? I'm for real. It's the beginning of the month. He can say, hey, look, he's helping bring you guys the box conversation. So I greatly appreciate it. I really do. And at least, I'm getting soft because, it is what it is, man. People that support the channel, bro. And I appreciate you supporting it. I really do. Even if you say something that I think is dumb, not well thought of, not well thought out, Hey, Marquis said, Haney has to make it impossible to like both. It is. Because they're just trying to, they got to get off his nuts, man. He's not acting like a champion. You're way too much on Tank's nuts. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't really look like the champion when you're on his nuts like that. See what I mean? You know what I mean? It's kind of like saying you're rich, but you're out there begging in the street. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't really make you look like you're really the champ. Devin's not really, you know what I'm saying? Not really acting like the champ. You are literally telling Jervonta Davis that he needs to fight Devin. If Devin was the champion, you would be saying it the other way around. Right? You'll be saying it the other way around. You're just the way you structure the argument makes it very apparent that Gervonta Davis is the man. Because you're telling me that he has to fight Devin. You are putting Devin in the challenger's position. Exactly, Marquis, the undisputed challenger. It's as if you are stating it like Devin Haney is Gervonta Davis's mandatory. When you say Devin must fight. Tank must fight Devin. You are literally saying Devin is Tank's mandatory fight. It makes it hard to believe that he's the champion. Who else do you do that with? Do you say, watch this, do you say Joe Joyce must fight Tyson Fury? Let's go down the line. Joe Joyce must fight Tyson Fury. No, people don't say that. They say Tyson Fury must fight Joe Joyce. Why? Because it's assumed that Joe Joyce wants to fight him. Why? Because he's the champion. It's assumed. He's looking for the opportunity to fight the champion. You don't say that Canelo, let me see. David Benavidez must fight Canelo Alvarez. No. Do you hear that? No. Do you hear Demetrius Andrade? Oh, man, your boy Demetrius Andrade is whack. Why won't Demetrius Andrade fight Canelo? You never hear that. You never, ever, 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 ever hear that. Why? Because you know that Canelo's a champion. Like, you know what I'm saying? Steph Brown said, writers over B, get off my nuts. Much love in that super chat. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Steph Brown. So, nah, bro. Thanks the man, because you guys are acting like he's the man. Hey, Zion Love. What's going on, Zion Love? He said salute for none in the chat, working and listening. Loma, hashtag Loma. Y'all hating on Devin rooting for Lomachenko now. I can only take the conversation so far, bro. I can only take the conversation so far. I'm not rooting for Lomachenko, though. I'm not going to root for Lomachenko. Because I think Devin Haney's a good young man. I like him. You know what I mean? He seems to be a nice kid. Kind of caught up a little bit. You know what I mean? Kind of caught up. Does he have any kids yet? Kind of caught up. I'm supporting the Ukraine. Love and Loyal said, I'm supporting the Ukraine. Loma is more exciting, even at 135. I mean, yeah, he's a more exciting fighter. But, you know, whatever, bro. I don't want Devin to lose the fight now. Come on, man. I'm not going to let people ruin. I'm not going to completely let people ruin Devin Haney for me. I want to see Devin Haney in some really good fights, man. You know? Hey, DJ Mo said, what's good, Phenom? I'm late to the show, but salute to you, brother. Thank you so much. And Phenomenal African said, I'm supporting Russia. Y'all some haters. See, I'm not hating on him. I'm just not jocking him. That's it. You know what I mean? Ashley's Corner said, Devin going to beat Loma. Yeah, I think I got Devin beating Lomachenko, provided. And I'm telling you, I provided a few things. Bro, you better get that kid. You better get that man's respect. You better get that. You better win on them cards. You better win wide on them cards, bro. Better win wide on them cards. You better do like Tank. You saw what happened with Tank. That man knocked Ryan Garcia down and still got a 10-10 round. He literally had to dominate Ryan Garcia in that fight to even get around. If you go back and watch that fight, I have it fresh in my memory. The first round they gave to Ryan because Ryan was throwing a jab, coming forward or whatever, right? Okay. I don't think Ryan landed any of it, but whatever. In the second round, Ryan got all aggressive, doing all of that kind of stuff, and he got decked. Completely decked. Flat on his back, like, whoa. Not a 10-8 round. They gave him a 10-10 round and 2 10-9 rounds. Let's keep the fight close. Man, he should have been down on all the cards right away. But they pulled the fight even on 2 rounds and had Devin Haney up and had Ryan Garcia up on the other one after 2 rounds. In the 3rd round, Ryan Garcia didn't land a punch. In the 4th round, I don't think Ryan Garcia landed a punch. In the 5th round, I don't think Ryan Garcia landed a punch. It was 3 straight rounds of Jervonta Davis hitting him with straight left hands over and over and over and again, catching his jab, slipping his hook, and throwing straight lefts right down the middle. So they were 10-9 rounds. They could not give those rounds to Ryan Garcia because Ryan Garcia didn't land a punch. Then in the 6th round, he throws a few punt rounds and they give it to him. And in the 7th, it was night-night, partner. It was night-night, partner. So you better not have no close rounds with Lomachenko, partner. You better not have no close rounds with Lomachenko, partner. You better, especially talking about you not re-signing and this is the last contract and dog, you should have re-upped. You should have re-upped. They ain't even talking about, they're not even talking about him like he's a top rank, like he's a top rank fighter anymore. But anyway, Ox Steel in the building. Salute, champ, and blessings. You speaking nothing but the truth to you here. Oh, Abraham. Hey, dog. See, I am going to throw you out in a second, bro. You're at $1.99, bro. So you are now like really dipping into the, you about to get your ass tossed. Hey, Haney, I'm just joking, but I'm kind of serious. Haney will have the best win at 135. Y'all know it. Why? Why would he? Lomachenko already lost to Teofimo Lopez. Didn't he? Why? He has 2 losses and he lost against Teofimo Lopez. Teo already did it. So why? Yeah, I'm joking. I'm not going to block him for that, but I'm not going to spend more time on this. You are definitely ruining my chat. You're putting way too much Devin Haney talk in my conversation. So I have to tell you right now, your next question has to be about somebody other than Devin Haney. Okay? One more question about Devin Haney, I'm going to think you're a prop. That's it. I'm not reading it from you, and more than likely I'm going to throw you out if you put one more Devin Haney comment in here because you think you slick. All right? That's enough. It's enough. None of this live stream's about him. This is about Jervonta Davis passing up Terence Crawford. And how Terence Crawford actually wants more money to fight Errol Spence than Jervonta Davis got paid. That's what I wanted to talk about. And I'm going to make a shift onto that. But if you bring that guy up one more time, I'm going to block you. Can't do it anymore. You think I'm stupid. I'm not. You're dragging that conversation out. But let's get on this. The purses came out, or at least the purses reported by the media. The purses, listen to this, Rick Timms. That's how you know a lot of Haney fans know Devin is not doing anything special at 140. No doubt, Ashley's Corner, he's not. Ray Davis in the building said, back to business. Is Inouye's recovery seems like a cleaning? And does Fulton look like a machine right now? Look, man, I'm going to tell you, dog, I'm nervous for Stevie Fulton in that fight. Much love, Ray Davis. Thank you for the support, bro. Man, people keep saying, stop the Bill shit. That's funny. Look, Ray. Steve Fulton Jr. need to pull his guard up against Monster Inoue. You've paid over $30 in Super Chats. I could care less what you did. So what? And you've got well over 30 minutes of conversation. Let me tell you something, partner. I've commented on shit that you put in here that wasn't a super chat, and I don't care how much money you're $30. It's $30 for an hour worth of conversation. Fuck off. And shut up. $30 for an hour and a half worth of conversation? What do you think? I work at McDonald's or something? You think this is McDonald's? How much you think my time is worth? $15 an hour? Man, get out of here. Anyway, back to it. Monster Inoue Steve Fulton Jr. got to pull his chin up. He got to pull his guard up. I'm worried about him relying on his reflexes, bro. I'm worried about him relying on how his chin is exposed as I've been watching him fight. You know what I mean? But again, if he can do the pull counter on him, it's going to work all day, according to Nino Donaire. So, there you go. Brock Howard, couldn't help myself. He lives, gets tossed up, out. Yeah, whatever, man. He is. See you later, bro. Come back under another name, bro. You got plenty of conversation, man. I'm not saying fuck $30. Really, Chillville, but seriously, man, go away, bro. First of all, it's not $30 to me. What that is it's 20. To me, it's 20. And at the end of the day, really, it's not even 20. Really, it's like 14. It's like 14. Anyway, as a telephone, their price isn't your price. Exactly. Like, you think this is? Melvin Jones said, when it comes to champions, Spence and Charlo went through their divisions. Who has Haney gone through? Nobody. He went through George Kambosos, but I got to get back on this subject I wanted to cover. Much love, Melvin Jones. Thank you, brother. Shout out to you, brother. I got to get to this Spence, this what happened with Gervonta. Gervonta Davis's guaranteed purse, according to media reports, his guaranteed purse was $5 million. Ryan Garcia's guaranteed purse was $2.5 million. According to reports, Terence Crawford turned down $10 million to fight Errol. $10 million. He turned down twice as big of a guarantee as Gervonta Davis got to fight Ryan Garcia. And Gervonta Davis was the unquestioned A-side in that fight. No, look, don't worry about the pay-per-view. Don't worry about the pay-per-view payout, because the pay-per-view payout makes your guarantee irrelevant. The guarantee, that just means they're guaranteed. All that means is they're covering the first $5 million. They're giving you a purse, and they're covering the first $5 million. That's it. For Ryan Garcia, they're covering the first $2.5 million. Bud wanted them to cover the first $20 million. Bud wanted them to cover the first $20 million. $20 million. And take no risk. None. Gervonta Davis said I was fine with 5. Ryan Garcia was fine with 2.5. Exactly. They wanted him to cover the first $22 million. He wanted him to cover, according to reports, wanted him to cover the first $22 million. Don't you think that that is kind of excessive for a guy that does 150,000 pay-per-views? By the way, he doesn't even do 150,000 pay-per-views. A guy that was in there with Amir Khan and Sean Porter and did 135,000 pay-per-views. And in fights and outside of Omaha, Nebraska, sells 5,000 tickets to his fights. And wanted $20 million guaranteed. Dude, that's what you call somebody tripping. Now, and then here's the thing. I got to say this too. People are so devious. Some people are so, Melvin Jones, hey, thank you, brother. Melvin Jones in the building. Thank you. Look, at $22 million, the fight's never going to happen. And honestly, it's an insult to ask for. I'm going to tell you, man, that shit don't work with everybody. Melvin Jones, I got it right here. It's on the screen, Melvin Jones. When it comes to champions, Spence and Charlo went through their divisions. Who has Haney gone through? He's gone through George Kambosos. He went through George Kambosos. I can't give a really long answer to that. He beat George Kambosos. That's it. It's not a long answer, brother. That's probably why it went so fast. Because in truth be told, it's not a long answer at all. It's a very short answer. Spence and Charlo are the top dogs. For me, I have a pound for pound list. I did, man. I got my pound for pound list. And I can read you my pound for pound list because I actually thought about it and wrote it down. I actually thought about it and wrote it down. These are my top fighters in boxing. What's this? Oh, dope. Oh, no. Hold on one second. Errol Spence, Terence, Crawford, because I put him back on. Jervonta Davis, Beterbiev, Charlo, Shakur Stevenson, Monster Inoue, Stevie Fulton Jr., Devin Haney, and then Josh Taylor. I've got Errol number 1, Terence at number 2. Terence has to be behind Errol because Terence ducked Errol. So as of right now, I'm counting it as a win because he wouldn't take the fight. So you're behind him. No, Bibble's not on my list. Terence, Crawford, Jervonta Davis, Arthur Beterbiev, Jamel Charlo, Shakur Stevenson, Monster Inoue, Steve Fulton Jr., Devin Haney, and Josh Taylor. No, I do not have Dimitri Bivol on my. I do not have Dimitri Bivol on there. No. I also, if you know, do not have Canelo Alvarez on there either. I think Canelo's over the hill. And I've been saying that for a long time. But no Bivol. Bivol has not impressed me like that. He's not impressed me like that. He's not the best guy in his division. He didn't beat the best guy in his division. And until he beats the actual guy, the best guy in the division. Why not Canelo? Because Canelo, I think, is over. I think Canelo's over the hill. I think his ring generalship has declined. I think he's been dramatically on the decline. His last 2 fights, he didn't look good in at all. He lost to Dimitri Bivol, and he didn't look good at all against Gennady Golovkin. And Gennady Golovkin is a shot fighter. So, no, I don't have Canelo there. And also, Canelo's not fighting the guys in the same weight class. There's a reason for that. There's a reason he's not fighting Andrade. There's a reason he's not fighting Charlo. There's a reason he's not fighting Benavidez. There's a reason he's not fighting David Morrell. No, I don't think he's the best guy at 168. I think he's over the hill. At a point in time, I think he was, but I don't think he is anymore. Just like Manny Pacquiao. There's a point in time when Manny Pacquiao was. I don't think he is anymore. There was a time where Guillermo Rigondeaux was. He's still an active fighter, but I don't think he's there anymore. No, I'm not going to tweet that. Go away. No, I'm not going to tweet it. Why? So you harass me on Twitter? No, thank you. I'm not tweeting that. I'm a YouTube channel. I'll YouTube it. What are you talking about? Why am I going to Twitter that? Why would I tweet that? I'm on tweet. I troll on Twitter. Hey, Fanon, it's a shame some people are disappointed with the show Tank put on against Ryan to become the face of boxing. He earned it in the ring. Yeah, he did. Oh, yeah, and I also did put him off a long time ago because of that. But now I'm going to put it. I don't have him on there because just GP. I don't think he's on there anymore. I don't think he's a better fighter than Errol Spence is right now, or Terence. And honestly, Terence is looking like this to me too. He didn't look that good versus Sean Porter. To me, before that knockout came, I don't think he looked all that great. He didn't look all that great against David Avenesian either. Before the knockout came, his feet don't look as fast as they used to. But it is what it is, you know? But as I go through it now, man, hold on, man. It went away. Sorry. Shout out to Gregory Wyatt. Arthur Beterbiev's older, but he's clearly the best guy in that division. He's got all the three belts. He's all 100%. He's undefeated with a 100% knockout ratio. Yeah, I got Beterbiev. I got Beterbiev. And then, Gervonta Davis. Dude, Gervonta Davis done it in 3 weight classes. And damn, he's a good fighter. And if you put him the same size, if you make him the same size as these guys, man, these dudes ain't beating him, man. They ain't beating that dude, man. The same size, they're not beating that dude. Because of his power and his defense. All scoring criteria he's got on lock. He can box. I mean, he's got great ring generalship. He's got very, very good defense. He's got incredible clean and effective punching and amazing effective aggression. I mean, he has everything you need. And clean and effective punching is power. Devin Haney does not have clean and effective punching. He doesn't have it. He's devoid of that. If he had real clean and effective punching, he'd have knockouts and knockdowns. That's the criteria. Where the knockdowns and the knockouts come in. Clean and effective punching and effective aggression. He doesn't have either one of those. He's just got defense. He's got defense. He's got ring generalship. That's what Devin has. So that's why Devin's at number 9. That's why he's at number 9. Well below Gervonta Davis at number 3. Jermell Charlo has effective aggression, defense. Effective aggression, clean, effective punching. Defense is good, not the greatest. Defense is good, not the greatest. Ring generalship is very good, not the greatest. But that's why I have him below Gervonta. I really could have Arthur Beterbiev below him too, now that I think about it like that, though. Monster Inoue, I think he's got clean and effective punching. He's got effective aggression. I think he's got ring generalship because he can force that fight on you. His defense ain't that good, though. His defense kind of sucks. But that's why I got him down there at 8. And I got Shakur Stevenson ahead of him. Devin Haney has 18 KOs last decade. How many you got this decade? I'm not counting any knockouts that came in the previous decade. Hold on 1 second. Brother, that man ain't had a knockdown this decade. Manny has not had a knockdown in 4 years. What number did I have Steve Fulton Jr.? I had Stevie Fulton at number 8, right above Devin Haney. And I think, and that's because he's beaten better fighters than Devin Haney has. Because he's beaten better fighters than Devin Haney has in my book. I like Omar Figueroa. I like Figueroa. I like that Figueroa win. Out of Stevie Fulton Jr. I think that was a it was a great fight. What's going on, Jay Miller in the building? What's going on, brother? And again, thank you to everybody that supports in the chat and the super chat. Really, thank you to everybody that supports in the Cash App. For real, thank you guys for supporting the channel in the beginning of the month. It is what it is, man. You know, that's how we get to continue doing what we doing. Ain't gonna lie about that. That's why I'm gonna thank my guy, Mr. Jones, in the building with the $2 holler, brother. Thank you so much for your support. Appreciate you, brother. 4 years is last decade. 4 years ago was last decade. Oddly Gifted said, what's your pound for pound list again? The top 10 pound for pound again for me, and I'm not tweeting anything out so you guys can harass me on Twitter. Waste my day harassing me for free. No. Thank you very much. Let me harass you for free and send your stuff all over to all kind of other people who harass you for free. No. You're going to click this mug right here to hear me say this. You got me tripping. You got to be tripping. Errol Spence is number 1 pound for pound for me. Terence Crawford is number 2, being demoted because of a duck. Gervonta and the last performance of Errol Spence against Ugas was something nasty. Then I got Jervonta Davis, who, because of his big stage performance against a dangerous one-punch knockout type of guy with a big height disadvantage and previously well-respected skills, until all of a sudden Gervonta beats him, and in hindsight is 2020. After that, I've got Arthur Beterbiev, which I honestly could swap for number 5, Jermell Charlo. I got Shakur Stevenson at number 6. I got Monster Inoue at number 7. I got Stevie Fulton at number 8. Stevie Fulton Jr., at number 8. I got Devin Haney at number 9. And I got Josh Taylor at number 10. And quite honestly, I could flip Josh Taylor and Devin Haney as well. And really, to tell you the truth, I got Devin Haney on there so y'all can't cry, so y'all won't cry. Because on the real, I might throw Gary Russell Jr. on there instead of him. Abraham Banks said, why'd you time me out? I'm a consistent supporter, if you will. Because I told you to stop talking about Devin Haney and you kept doing it. Much love in that super chat. Because you kept talking about Devin Haney and I asked you to stop. So I timed you out. Blit him. And then you asked if I could publicize something on Twitter, which sounded like a setup to me. Why do you want me to do it on Twitter? No, thank you. Not doing that. That's why I timed you out. Easy. Stop talking about Devin and don't ask me about anything about Twitter. I'm talking to you right now. Why in the world would I be posting that on Twitter? Why? I don't buy a fake check on Twitter. I'm on Twitter because I'm a fan of Twitterers. That's why I'm on Twitter. Because I follow certain people on Twitter. I follow Lefty on Twitter. I follow Ray Jackson on Twitter. That's why. I follow fighters on Twitter. I'm not a tweeter. I don't even know what you call a Twitter. What do you call people on? You call me a YouTuber. What do you call Twitterers? They Twitterers? I'm not a Twitterer. Not really a Twitterer. I need more Devin like I need more cowbell. Hey, look, man, stop the bill. Hey, man, that dude be on that stop the bill. Anyway, Fanon trying to keep his peace. If he tweet that pound for pound list, Twitter finna bring hell on you. Of course they will. Of course they will. And I don't need it. I don't need it. I've already learned. I don't need all of that stuff on Twitter. No. And plus, Twitter's free. Twitter is free. I'm not a fan of that. And I'm going to tell you why I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of it because it's a waste of my time. No. I'm already wasting enough time on Twitter. I definitely don't want a million people talking to me about it. If I get a big tweet where a lot of people talk to me on Twitter, I'm going to waste half of my day. If you're going to bug me, you're going to bug me in the comment section of my video. You're tripping. Anyway, that's the honest answer to that. No, thank you. That's good. That's just like a tweeter. Oh, a tweeter. That's just gonna waste a lot of my time. Twitter wastes a lot of my time. I got to be on my bike. When I start doing Twitter, I need to set a rule that I'm not going to tweet unless I'm on my stationary bike. Now, Usyk is a heavyweight. I don't put heavyweights on lists. No heavyweights. If he was still a cruiserweight, I'd have him on there. But he's a heavyweight, so I'm not interested in that. That's just a violation of the principle of pound for pound. Because heavyweights is not a weight class. Everybody can fight there. Everybody can fight there. There's no weight limit. There's no weight minimum. It is literally set aside from everything else in boxing. You literally have you don't have to worry about rehydration clauses in heavyweight fights. Yet. Wait a minute for Eddie Hearn to let it cross his mind. And then he may do it. But there is no rehydration clause. The weigh-in for a heavyweight division is strictly for show. So no, I'm not doing that. They already have to fight anybody, no matter how big they are. No matter how big they are, there's no way you get out of that. If Wilder fought 3 times a year, he would be the face of boxing. No, I don't think so. He's got to beat Anthony Joshua. He's got to beat Tyson Fury. He has to be the best in that heavyweight division. Then yes, absolutely. First of all, it's very difficult. Yeah, you're out of here, bro. Don't ask me to talk to you personally, bro. No. No's the answer. No. Sorry. Now you're blocked. If Wilder fought 3 times a year, he would he be? No, probably not. He's just got to win. That's it. He's just got to win. But it's very tough. First of all, it's almost impossible to face a boxing from the UK. There's something. The United States is the international center of boxing. When people talk about, oh, I'm global, what you really mean is domestic, is what they really mean. The global scene is domestic. It's oxymoronic. Well, I'm talking about globally. No, brother. If you're in the United States and you're fighting on a huge pay-per-view in Vegas, you are international right there. That is, the United States boxing is international boxing. Everybody else's boxing scene is domestic. Everybody else's. The only slight exception to that rule is the UK. That's it. Because that is now international because of women's boxing. All the women have to go over there to the UK to make money in the UK. They're all fighting over there. So that is now the international boxing scene for women is in the UK. Think about it. Everybody, all of the women that are fighting, that are the top women, are going to the UK to fight their fights. Amanda Serrano is about to go to the UK if she's not already been there already. Clarissa Shields is going to the UK, to fight over there. Franzon Gisor Cruz is about to go over there because they have the stadiums and the people able to sell big tickets for a lot of those women fight, a lot of those female fights. But in the United States, it's international. Who's the biggest Mexican fighter? Think about it. Who is the biggest fighter from Mexico? It's Canelo Alvarez. Where does he fight? The United States, with the exception of this fight he's having in Jalisco, Mexico. Where does he fight? Who's the biggest fighter from the Philippines? Who's the biggest fighter ever from the Philippines? Where did he fight? After he got out of the Philippines, he fought in the United States. Who's the biggest international superstar ever? Where did he fight? Fought in the United States primarily, even though Ali could fight anywhere he wanted and did go around different places. But he's Ali. Floyd Mayweather Jr. Floyd Mayweather Jr., I don't think he fought I believe he fought out of the United States maybe once. But where did he fight? He fought in the United States. You're saying that he's not global? Floyd Mayweather Jr. is a domestic fighter? No, he's not. No, he's not. He is definitely international. Gervonta Davis is international. You know why you know that? Because he just had a big pay-per-view event over there that was airing in the UK and airing in Mexico and airing in Japan and airing anywhere else people have the ability to see a fight. Not only is US the biggest marketplace, it is the center of where international fights take place. The biggest name fighter in the UK right now is Tyson Fury. Where did Tyson Fury have his biggest fights? In the United States of America. Yeah. Where did Anthony Joshua try to go when he lost? But he lost. He in New York. Trust me, he was coming to the United States. He just didn't want to come to the United States against Deontay Wilder. They wanted to find a way to the United States and not have to fight that guy. But he was coming to the United States. Tyson Fury fights over there in the UK because don't nobody want to see him fight in the United States. And he can't get in, last I checked. But Josh Taylor can get in now, so maybe Tyson Fury could get in. But his brother couldn't get in. But you better believe it, he would much rather be fighting in Vegas than fighting in Wembley Stadium. Gervonta Davis had a bigger gate than any gate Anthony Joshua than has ever been in the UK. Bigger gate than there's ever been in the UK. He's had a bigger gate than there's ever been anywhere else in the world ever. The United States is international boxing. They just want us, oh, well, you're just from the United States, you're global. Nah, bro, televisions work, partner. Televisions work. You know who these guys are. People in the United States don't know for crap who Josh Warrington is. But he's global. What about Tony Yoka? Who's that? People in the United States barely know who Monster Inoue is. They barely know Monster Inoue. And ESPN has been promoting Monster Inoue for like a decade now. And people barely know who Monster Inoue is. Come on, man. Let's stop acting. Let's stop pretending. For the sake of the what do you call it? For the sake of for your headlines. But we're global. You're not global. Yeah, they are. Gervonta Davis has been global. Been global. You know how you know it? Who did he fight in his last fight besides, who did he fight before he fought Ryan Garcia? Where was he from? Oh, the Dominican Republic. That's global. Before that, he fought somebody from the U.S., Rolly. Who did he fight before that? He fought Eastside Cruz. That's a different country. That's global. Who did he fight before that? He fought Leo Santa Cruz, even though I think Leo Santa Cruz is American. Technically speaking, I agree he was born in Mexico. So that makes him global. He fought Yuriorkis Gamboa. Yuriorkis Gamboa is from Cuba. That's global. He fought Liam Smith in the UK. That's global. Y'all funny with all that global. He's global. Y'all just trying to say that to make it sound fancy. Man, Canada is global. Venezuela is a different country. Brazil is a different country. Who did Devin? I ain't gonna say him. Where's Lomachenko from? Who's the biggest name fighter in the Ukraine now? Other than, maybe Usyk. But where does Usyk fight? Usyk has not had any opportunity to fight in the United States yet. Oh, I think he did. He did, didn't he? I think he came to the U.S. But, you're not global. That's what they like to say. Global. As if. And every time I say it, be like, look, dude, Canada is a different country, okay? And Canada is it's further from Canada to Texas than it is. First of all, I think it might be further from Texas to Illinois than it is from the UK to Spain. Now, I'm pretty sure you can fit the entire United Kingdom in Texas. I think you can fit all of Europe in the United States like 4 or 5 times. Okay, give me a break. You have states. We have a federation of countries. That's what we have. The nation state, right? These are all nations, nation states. We have 50 states. Anyway, man, this has been fun, man. It's a fun conversation. Much love to everybody's support. Hey, man, where's John Bowie today? Shout out to John Bowie, man. I'm always going to say what's up to John Bowie. Give you your gongs even though you're not here. And my guy, OKC King, what's going on, brother? Hope you're well, man. Deborah Booker has already been here. What's up? Yeah. So anyway, there you go. Tio going to have a problem with Josh. He probably should have stayed at 135, but it doesn't seem like he wanted real smoke in that division. He should be thanking Bob and ESPN for that. Now he's talking ish. Really, whatever. Whatever with Teofimo Lopez. Honestly, whatever with Tio. Tio's a good fighter, though, man. We'll see if he's able to beat Josh Taylor. He may be able to get him. I think Josh Taylor's activity level is going to be too much for him. Personally, I think he's getting fed. More than likely, he's getting fed to Josh Taylor. More than likely, he's getting fed to Josh Taylor. More than likely. But it is what it is. Throw up the Bowie signal. Yeah. He'll be around, man. I hope he's well today. It's all good. John Bowie deserves a day off from rapping with me. He was here yesterday. I probably spooked him off, though, with that conversation yesterday. Haney, oh, my, y'all trying to do it again. Oh, that's funny, man. He tried to finesse the Saudis, them say right through him, trying to get wear religious clothes and pretend to be devout. Hey, dog, seriously, man. Well, here's the thing, man. You could be Christian in the United States, so what? So what? You're Christian. Where do you think that is getting black people in the United States being Christians? The Klan are Christians, and they burn down churches. What? You know what I mean? I'm not falling for that one. There are plenty of Muslim slave traders. Plenty of Muslim slave traders. Plenty of them. Snatch Negroes right on up. But we're all brothers. Sure, y'all are all brothers. Sure you are. Aram definitely feeding Teofimo to Josh Taylor is on his way out. Yeah, and he said it's his last fight too. Not the banana in the tailpipe. Yeah, man, I'm not going for the banana in the tailpipe, bro. I'm not going for the banana in the tailpipe. But look, man, I am going to get out of here a little bit early today. Thank you, brothers and sisters, so much for your support today. And we will be back tomorrow chopping it up. You know what it is. But I am going to save my voice a little bit. I got some things I got to actually get done for later today. But much love to everybody in the chat, everybody in the super chat. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.